As a result of Andrew Warren's failure to prosecute certain crimes, Governor Ron DeSantis suspended him on Thursday. At a news conference in front of Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office deputies in Tampa, DeSantis said Warren has put himself publicly above the law by signing letters saying he would not enforce laws prohibiting sex reassignment for minors or laws limiting abortion. "Our government is a government of laws, not a government of men," DeSantis said. Sheriff Chad Chronister said police have been frustrated with Warren for not prosecuting certain cases for a long time. "I continue to work with my law enforcement counterparts who privately are frustrated with the state attorney, who seems intently focused on empathy for criminals and less interested in pursuing justice for crime victims," Chronister said Thursday. Pasco County Sheriff Chris Noko, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, and Attorney General Ashley Moody also attended Thursday's press conference. Andrew Warren is a fraud, former Tampa Police Chief Brian Duggan said. "This is a terrible day, that the governor had to come and clean up our mess." Warren, a Democrat, has been a frequent critic of DeSantis, including calling the governor's 2021 anti-riot legislation a misguided solution in search of a problem. Warren was escorted out of his office on Thursday morning. He was set to host a news conference about a major development related to the case of Robert Dubois, who was exonerated in 2020 after serving 37 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. After DeSantis' suspension, Warren's office canceled the event. Warren can appeal DeSantis' decision. Under the state constitution, a governor can suspend state officials for misfeasance, malfeasance, neglect of duty, drunkenness, incompetence, permanent inability to perform official duties or commission of a felony. DeSantis' order cites neglect of duty and incompetence as the reason for Warren's suspension, citing, in part, 1937 case law in which a Tampa prosecutor was accused of not charging people for gambling offenses. Warren, the order states, demonstrated his incompetence and willful defiance of his duties, citing Black Small Square Warren signing on to a June 2021 joint statement with prosecutors around the country to use our discretion and not promote the criminalization of gender-affirming healthcare or transgender people. Although the state has not enacted such criminal laws, these statements prove that Warren thinks he has authority to defy the Florida legislature, DeSantis wrote. Black Small Square Warren enacting a policy not to prosecute certain criminal violations, including trespassing at a business location, disorderly conduct, disorderly intoxication, and prostitution. Black Small Square Warren enacting a policy against prosecuting crimes where the initial encounter between law enforcement and the defendant results from a non-criminal violation in connection with riding a bicycle or a pedestrian violation. Warren has effectively nullified these Florida criminal laws in the 13th Judicial Circuit, thereby eroding the rule of law, encouraging lawlessness, and usurping the exclusive role of the Florida legislature to define criminal conduct, the order states. As Warren's replacement, DeSantis appointed Hillsborough County Judge Susan Lopez, a former county prosecutor whom DeSantis named to the bench last year. Prior to suspending Warren, DeSantis said he did not discuss his concerns with him. Hillsborough County voters cast 369,129 ballots for Warren in 2020, representing 53.4% of the turnout, overriding the governor's decision. In 2016, former Governor Rick Scott clashed with Aramis Ayala, the state's first black state attorney representing Orange and Osceola counties. She shocked many supporters and made national news when she announced she would not seek the death penalty in any cases, including the case of Markeith Lloyd, accused of killing Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton and Lloyd's pregnant ex-girlfriend. Scott reassigned the case and 28 others to a neighboring state attorney's office, but did not suspend her. As a candidate for Attorney General, Ayala is now in the race. As a result of his department's failures during the Parkland mass shooting, DeSantis suspended Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel before Thursday's bombshell. After problems in Broward and Palm Beach counties during the 2018 election, such as failure to meet ballot counting deadlines, DeSantis also suspended Palm Beach Supervisor of Elections Susan Bucher. Technically, it was Governor Scott who suspended Broward County Supervisor of Elections Brenda Snipes, though DeSantis only rescinded that so he could accept her letter of resignation. In 2019, DeSantis also suspended the superintendent of Okaloosa County Schools, citing grand jury reports that teachers were abusing special needs children at 2 schools in her district, and has suspended other local officials, including Port Richey Mayor Dale Massad, after they were charged with crimes. Thursday's news conference brought a jovial crowd, who laughed at Judd's comments and stood to applaud DeSantis when he announced Warren's suspension. Earlier this week, Christina Pushaw, DeSantis' spokesperson, warned on Twitter that the governor would make a major announcement on Thursday. "Prepare for the liberal media meltdown of the year," she wrote.